Okay, excuse how I look. I literally just woke up, but today's Saturday, so it's like a week post-op from my surgery from the past Friday. But I thought it's so funny because just now I'm like scrolling through TikTok and I literally was about to rip this off my nose because I thought I had a pore strip on and I totally forgot about my nose job. I was like, oh my god, thank the fuck Lord I did not touch this. The only thing I'm kind of concerned with at the moment, okay, I'm trying to look cuter, but whatever. You can't fix it all. Anyway, only thing I'm concerned with is like smiling, talking, laughing, because I've been laughing and smiling a lot every time I'm like on a FaceTime call with like family or friends, and I'm like, fuck, I can't. And I think I mentioned to the girl, like, go to the tech who I get like the red laser light therapy with. I've been doing that just so you can do a little, but you shouldn't really do it. I'm like, does it change the shape of your nose? Like, because the tip and the edges, I always feel the stitches expand, so it hurts. And then at the edges, they expand, and I'm like, fuck, what if I fucked it up? Like, if this side's getting like a little bit wider than the other side, but I know that's kind of maybe the end result anyway, because I do have like an asymmetrical face, like here and here. I'm still swollen, I believe, here. So I still need to swell down, but it definitely swelled down a lot more. But I definitely know, like, obviously, as much as I want this to go like this, it's going to be asymmetrical. So that's fine. So obviously the nose will be balanced with the face. It doesn't have to be perfect. So however it works. But I was like, oh my gosh, I hope I didn't fuck it up. But she said it shouldn't change the structure. It would just cause the swelling and inflammation to come back or be, you know, exasperated. Oh my god, I'm gonna put that word here. I'm pretty sure it's the right word. I'm just confusing the B and the P. Is there a B repeated? Exasperated or exasperated? Pretty sure it's exasperated, but I'm seeing the B in my brain. Anyway, so yeah, I think the chin looks good so far. I'm definitely bruised here. I don't know if I should ice this side. Definitely will ice this side more, so maybe it'll like go like this. I'm praying. But they did say this would take 3 months to like swell down, which I think has been okay so far. But if it swells down literally 3 months and it looks even more snatched all over, both alas, I will praise the Lord. And then this will be obviously like a year, so we'll see how it improves. Hopefully, my appearance and self-esteem, but we'll see. Because even with this on and shit, I still look the same as before, and like a mommy. But it's actually okay. But yeah, so just wanted to mention that. Just be careful. Don't rip out this. I don't even know when I'm getting this off yet. I want to say soon, but I'm not sure. But I'm definitely going through it mentally. Like yesterday, I was kind of bummed I didn't get to continue reading my book. I'm currently reading this. It happened one summer. It's okay. It's just like the beginning's really annoying. Like just the way the writing is, I really don't like. It's hard to kind of like follow the way it arranges itself. I don't really like it, but I like the setup so far and like kind of the vibe. It's kind of like, I don't really like Netflix rom-coms, but it does give like that homey cozy camp and Netflix holiday rom-com vibe, like going into like a homey community town, and I like that vibe. So anyway, I want to finish reading this so I can get through 2 other books, but of course I have another week and a half. But I hate how like when I like doze off or daydream and I'm like, fuck, why can't I focus right now? And I was just kind of going through it mentally, and I'm like, I don't know why I doze off or daydream, because like nothing happens in them even though you control them, and they always end up being negative for me. And I had one positive one. I'm like, okay, this is good, I don't need anything more. But then I was like, fuck. But then you like are just sat there in one scene and you're not moving and nothing else is happening. You're like, what the fuck is this worth for? It's just giving me pain. And then I started like feeling like I needed to cry, but I wasn't like giving myself good things to induce that crying, like sad videos, like just to get it out of me, which is like fine. But I was just feeling more dissociated and numb. Like I was definitely more numb and sad and crying, and my mental health has like hit such a toll from yesterday. Like today I just feel like shit. Hopefully I'll feel better, obviously. But I was like, fuck, why is my brain again doing this shit? Or even being delulu. I was seeing these TikToks of like when you're crying so bad and then you wake up and realize it's just a one-sided imagination trip, like bitch, like me and like serial crushing. And usually I move past that and they, you know, die quickly. And this one crushed out like this TikTok crush. I'm like, oh my gosh, please. Like, I don't even, like, feel for it, but I'm just, like, imagining it in place. And then I just thought of, like, oh, I just wrote something in my notes app about how, God, I wish I could read it right now. I wish this was a camera and then I could pull out my phone. But I just always have trouble, like, carrying cameras and bringing it out and stuff when I want to vlog in public, which is why I want to get, like, that DJI, like, the tiny camera you could just bring around with you. That's good quality. But anyway, I don't have a job anymore and money, so I'm being careful with that. But yeah, so I forgot what I wrote, but I'm gonna mention it later because it was actually, like, really, it was kind of, like, just obvious, like, you know, something we know, but it was just something I need to write down. So, yeah, I kind of hate that. I'm, like, feeling better now. I'm not romanticizing or thinking of that, the Lulu, or, like, that daydreaming or a person or whatever, like, literally, even would not want anything out of it, but I was just, like, obviously unrealistic. But I think it was just, like, really putting me down, and then it started affecting, like, when you get sad about one thing and you get sad about a bunch of other stuff about your life, you're like, fuck. Even though the one thing in my life right now, obviously, is just my focus and goal is to get a career job, not a customer service job, not a part-time job. My degree is not transferable, and I can't really afford to go back to school. And I feel like, obviously you're not too old to, but I do feel like that chapter of my life is done, but it makes you sad because it just feels like something that I'm just inherently still drawn to and is where I excel at, but I don't know, and I can't afford it, and it's kind of hard to, like, move abroad and, like, afford housing and stuff and work at the same time. I still should do research, but the problem is it's kind of like I feel like the age at which you're deciding what your major is, and it's like, bitch, you already attempted that, went through a whole college and the post-grad shitty years and job hopped and tried to find your interest everywhere else, your purpose, but I still have not found anything that resonated with me, nor could feel possible because I don't qualify. Like, I literally, like, people are like, look at job search, like, LinkedIn, going on Indeed every day, and it's like, bitch, what I have, and I have been applying for years, but literally the reason why I don't see those as an option, and I'm not trying to sound defeatist, is because I genuinely don't have the qualifications. Like, I don't have the bachelor's degree because mine doesn't really count with the major I chose, and I don't have the experience, so I don't even get to, obviously I apply, but I obviously don't get to really be the person to be applying. Like, you know, it's more like if I had luck with networking, was more extroverted, then that would have been great, but introvert, extrovert. I'm naturally an extrovert for being, like, if it wasn't beaten out of me growing up. But anyway, yeah, so that's why I'm like, I'm not qualified, and it just feels so defeatist. It makes me feel like shit because it's like, obviously that's the solution for everyone, but I just can't. I'm just not the person in the position who gets to, like, apply to those stuff because I don't have those qualifications. And it just sucks. I wish I had, like, a double bachelor's or a bachelor in something else, like marketing or business or something that was more transferable. But it's, like, literally, it just makes me feel like shit because it's like I really have to get a different degree, even though it's not guaranteed, because I shouldn't have, like, missed. I wasn't aware. I didn't have the resources at the time. I didn't really know. But I thought you got internships after you graduated, which I know sounds so stupid, but I just didn't know. Like, I just did not have that information. And I would literally just go back to school just to take internships so I'd get that resume experience to be applying, if even not yet with a finished bachelor's. But I would just go to college. If I told anyone, if you're going to university or college, literally just focus on, obviously do well, but honestly, don't fuck grades or school. Like, obviously do really well in them, but, like, what really matters is literally just doing internships every semester, summer, like, building that up. And with the companies, you find interest and you can, like, company hop in that way, and then you could, like, actually work in the companies, actually have a foot in, than not at all. So I know easier said than done, but that's how I would have gone back and done it. And I would have went to university that was more of a university, not like a training high school feeling. But yeah, that sucks. I mean, no regrets, of course. It just sucks because it's just, like, that encouraging advice of, like, oh, just apply, look on these websites. It's like, but I don't qualify to even, like, submit, you know what I mean? Even though I have been, of course, still for, like, 5 years plus. But, like, obviously, like, I'm more sure than tell, so I'm like, it's not like they're giving me a task to, like, show. prior to interview. But anyway, I still don't even know what I would want to do, which makes me feel like such shit, because it's like, I want a career job. I don't want another part-time job just to get money, and it sucks. Or save up for something, and then I lose that job to do that thing I saved up for, and then I have to repeat the cycle. And it just really sucks. So, and that's why I don't really have the social media, I guess, platform for it, because I mean, I just don't draw. But I do think I could engage from working behind the scenes, but also, like, I don't have that much in my life interesting enough or to travel to or adventure-wise to post more consistently or often. So that's, like, also another thing. But, this is quite long. I don't know if I'll post this. Maybe I will. Who knows? But yeah, so that's, like, kind of my reasoning as to why I kind of just always feel, like, existential crisis, like, just feel like shit all the time. But yeah, so I'm just hoping I figure it out this year or soon when I get back. I know I want people to really work for 2 months because of this, depending on what I would want to do. I was thinking about working as, like, a ramp agent at an airport, but I'm like, that may be a lot. And I don't know if people will guarantee graveyard shifts since I can't really be in the sun, or heavy lifting or outside or something like that. So I don't really know. But I definitely will need money when I get back, like, literally. But I just, like, it sucks. And it's not even like, oh, I found out what I love to do and I can pursue that, like, creatively. Like, no, bitch. I know that that's not, like, the route practically for me, and I'm trying to find, like, a practical career that I still love with creative elements to it, which is why I'm like, I fucking need another degree or go back to school for the sake of that, than raw dogging it, or, like, meeting someone who will give me that opportunity. When so many people get the opportunity, have no experience or degree, and, like, get to excel in it or be mediocre in it. And that's, like, kind of what's frustrating, because it's like, you know, I've tried, but whatever. And networking is quite hard or something, because I don't, you know, more show than tell. But anyway, when I went to a psychic this year, I don't know if it'll come true, but hopefully they said that I would get a sales job late July, early August, more late July vibes. I don't know what it is. I hope it's, like, an umbrella. Maybe it could be social media managing for somebody. But she said I would meet someone, so that's networking, and then you get a job type. I don't see myself in sales, like, no customer service, transaction type shit. But, you know, managing, editing, writing, or putting shit together, coordinating, I'm great at. But nothing to show for that. But, yeah, so, like, I could apply myself, and that's when I feel my most valued, like, self-loving self. But yeah, so hopefully that happens. And then she said near the end of this year to next year, she was like, this sales job will be the last part-time job you'll have, and then by the end of this year to next year, you'll be like a screenwriter, you know, in Hollywood, or like a writer. But since she was tying in kind of like my education in, like, acting and stuff, she, like, could be screenwriting, but it would definitely be a career job and revolve around writing, which I know I'm a great writer, but I just don't have it in me to sit down and write a book as much as I really want to. Like, my dream, if I were to write a book, is to spend, like, a year in Edinburgh, Scotland, and write it, and have the motivation to, because that's, like, another thing. But I think I would be okay with that, like, getting a really nice hotel room, Airbnb, and going to a bunch of coffee shops, like, finding the right environments, because it's in those environments around Edinburgh where I felt most alive, even though I was only there for, like, 4 days, but I was so happy there. But yeah, I would definitely move to, like, Europe, though. The UK, maybe, but if I had to, it would be Edinburgh, but I would prefer, like, more, like, sunny, walkable city with beautiful architectures, like in Spain or Italy or something like that, with, like, transport everywhere. Anyway, I don't know what my life is going to be in a year. But at least I know in a year, this will be my real nose. You'll see it swell down, 12 to 18 months, and we'll see how it goes. I'm going to show you my morning routine that I've been doing. So let's get started. Okay, so for brushing my teeth, I have this, like, travel toothbrush I've been using because it's a lot smaller and it's been working fine even when I couldn't open my mouth as much for the first few days. So yeah, this is great. I wish the lighting was better. Okay, so basically for washing my face, because I can't get, like, this wet or like the stitches. I was using this, but then the laser technician, Anna, so she was saying how, yeah, I'm using this, but that I really should just clean my face with my hands. I don't know what she was seeing, because I had like layers, obviously, like moisturizer, SPF. So I was like, what the hell? How can you tell the difference? I was like, girl, I promise I'm not gross. I was just using this because they said not to wet your face. So what I've been doing instead is like, I'll use my cleanser that I brought. Like I'll wet my face, like pat it. I won't like obviously spray it down. And then I'll like use this, I'll like rub it in and stuff, and then I'll try to like rub in water. And I feel like it's just not enough and I need to be doing like this with the water against my face, I'll just use the wipe as a way to like wipe off like any extra cleanser that I couldn't complete the process with, I guess. Or it's a completed process, but you just need like that last bit removed that you would need from water, if that makes sense. So yeah, so I'll still use like both of these together for like the cleansing process to this. Also, when I'm applying this, I'm going like gliding against my skin. So if it looks like I'm going like this, it's like very light gliding like on the skin. I'm not like pressing in or rubbing in at all. I'm like very, very lightly on the surface just because of like I don't want to add pressure or fuck it up. So yeah, especially around this area because it's my chin implant and I'm like a little bit cautious about that. Alright, again, excuse how I look, bitch, this morning. My mental health is literally still shit from yesterday, so I'm like, I feel like so ill up here, but I'm hoping when I get to go out and see my girl again, we'll be good socially, and then just like having like a quick mental health walk. Even though I have to wear a mask and have an umbrella, I can't really take in the sun. But at least I'll be like out and about, and then I'll feel like again good to come back here. I'm hoping I can read my book today. I couldn't even watch anything. I was just like stuck in like heinous thoughts and like visuals, daydreams, or rather lack thereof, that I was talking about. So hopefully that doesn't happen today. Hopefully I can read the book. But if not, then I'll try to watch like Pitch Perfect or something, because music always helps me feel alive again or reconnect. So I'm hoping something will click. I tried to watch Pitch Perfect yesterday, but then I saw this TikTok that totally triggered me, and then I was like totally spaced out for a while. Just an episode. It's okay. We move. Okay, so this is where it gets interesting. I'm going to show you how to clean my nose inside that I'm doing every day, but before I do, I probably should, no, actually it's fine, I do that after. I'm going to use my moisturizer. I do not like this moisturizer so far. I usually use the white bottle with SPF inside, but they ran out. So I got the blue one to try it out, and I feel like it just pills a lot on my face, and I'm probably thinking because it's a matte version of it, there's probably like an ingredient that pills on your face, but products pilling on my body I fucking hate, because it makes you feel like you have dead skin cells and you haven't exfoliated, and maybe you haven't, and even after exfoliation you're still seeing that happen. And it could be a combination of like the wrong products together. I feel like this SPF on top of this is causing pilling as well, and also I don't like this. I just got this just to get it, but this is not an SPF that I would love or use or stand by. I definitely want a different one because my other one went out and I just needed a separate one anyway. But yeah, so whatever does the job. But I hate when I'm literally walking like 12 minutes to the clinic every day, and I already be sweating, and then this will just be like white, just like white sweat that comes off. It's not pilling, but it's still something. I'm like, oh my god. But yeah, so I put this on, usually wait 10 minutes, but yeah, and then add this after. I'm not gonna wait 10 minutes today because I just don't want to, but I usually would wait 10 minutes. Also, I don't know what time it is since I film on my phone. Also, I've noticed, like, even this morning when I was recording, my face gets really, really oily, even throughout the day. And I'm pretty sure it's from, like, the matte moisturizer, because I know wearing matte and oily skin does that. I didn't buy this specifically because it was matte. I only got it because I like the brand's moisturizer or the other product. But I think they're blue bottles. I don't know much about them, but I feel like they're not as recommended as their white bottles. Yeah, it's still swollen here. I can tell. I mean, it's gonna look like this anyway because I asymmetrical face, like I mentioned before. But at least I know there's like a little bit of swelling left because my teeth kind of still hurt. So for like arnica cream, so I use this at nighttime, only at night, underneath my eyelids, just to help with like discomfort or like the bruising. I didn't really bruise as much, but I did get a little more like yellow bruising here days ago. And I think this helped, so I only use this at nighttime. And even before I put chapstick on, I do my nose cleaning, only because in case I get anything that spills, so I'm like, ew. So yeah, this next step is gonna be how I clean my nose. I use this antiseptic solution. I wish I got smaller, they offered smaller bottles because I can't take this back to the States because of the volume. But these are so good, and I'm just like, I hate wasting product. And it would just be unsanitary to bring it to the clinic if they want to reuse it, because this is spray, which may be more hygienic, but you can still open it and people could tamper, so I get it. So this is an antiseptic, microdacine, and this is an agua oxigenada. It's another antiseptic. So we're gonna use these together. I'm gonna put on a cotton swab. One side of the cotton swab is gonna have, I'm gonna be dipped in this liquid, and on the other side, I'm gonna spray this liquid on here, and I'm gonna be using this this side of the swab first in the nostril, and then this to follow. Yeah, so basically this side of the swab, like I said, is gonna have this. So we're gonna go in the nostril. So how this works is that like I'll like kind of go lightly around this area, and then inside. So this is great for the first few days. I feel like I don't really have to do this as much now, but I still do it just to clean. But you can get like scabbing or like the blood, or it could just get crusty in there. So this is like perfect to remove that. With this, you have to kind of leave it in there, and then you're gonna hear like a bubbly sound. You're not gonna hear it on camera, but like a bubbly sound. So you know the reaction's working, and then that's when you can start scraping away whatever crusties you may have inside your nose that develops. Can you hear it? No, you can't hear it. So then I just like, I have stitches all around in there, so I'm just like very light with it. I twist it, I move it around. I'm gonna go off camera a bit. But yeah, I don't have that much. I'll actually have a bit, but yeah. And then this side, I use this product. I sprayed it. It kind of just like cleans it all up. It gets rid of like the other formula. So I just like clean this up, get whatever residue and other things left behind from it. And then I'm gonna do the same in the next nostril, and then I'll show you how to apply the antibiotics, how to finish this off. Alright, so then this is the product we're gonna use next. It is Synpivac, or you've probably seen that, mupirocin, 2%. This is just an antibiotic I have to apply just to seal it up. So I just seal this with this cream. So you're just gonna like squeeze a little bit out, and then, okay, and then you scoop it up. Not too much, I just do very little. And then I apply it. I put more of it like on the inside of my nose though, and the top part. So here, and then the top part to seal it, and then I'll like, you know, extra stuff I'll put everywhere else, but it's mostly in the top part and the inner part. You want it sealed. I still wear my mask outside. I feel like they would tell me I don't have to, but only because I'm afraid like things in the air, and I know it's polluted too, but things in the air could get in, or I don't know. I'm just like very, very scared of like doing anything wrong in this recovery process. And I'm hoping before I leave, when they remove everything in the splints inside, that they tell me or give me like a piece of paper of all the things I should and shouldn't do, the time frames of like when I can do certain things, like go to the beach, laugh, express, emote more. I feel like I'm gonna be doing that anyway, less than 2 to 3 months, which I know I shouldn't do, but like go to the club, dancing, drink alcohol, I know, and the beach say more than 2 months, and obviously the summer's gonna be over around then, so I'm like, oh, I'm gonna miss the beach this year. So sad, unless I can afford another trip, which I know I won't be able to, because I'm unemployed. But yeah, so final seal, and good. But yeah, I hope they give me like a list of stuff where we can actually sit down and I'll note take like I usually do and go through like everything that I need to know. Because like I said, I don't think it'll change the shape of the nose or affect it, like she said, but I think it just causes inflammation and swelling. But I'm also really cautious. Like, I know this is like, I don't know, nails are screwed in and this is all structured together, but I'm just like so like paranoid of just messing anything up, especially because I can't obviously afford to come back here. He was talking about how like the foundation on my nose here may be like a bit higher up than the other, but they look pretty good. He didn't mention the problem when he came to me after surgery, so I think everything worked perfectly. Otherwise, I would have to come back and get filler in one side of my nose just to even out the foundation. But thank God, like, he fixed it, he got that together. But again, like, once I get everything taken out, he'll probably address that again if I would have to come back after a few months for filler. But again, I think I have a 6 month and a year checkup. I don't know about 2 months, just for the sake of the filler, but I'm praying I don't need that filler because it looks good so far. And I really just can't afford to come back, nor do I want to be on a plane coming back here again. Because I just like, the next time I'm on a plane, I really just want to do it for travel. I'm not really a vacation person. I can be a hybrid, but I'm more of a travel versus vacation person. Last time I was in Mexico, I came obviously to learn Spanish, surf, and have that vibe. But I didn't really give me the opportunity to be in the right spot to really meet more people and be more social to it. I like educating myself and having something to do, so I'm like, okay, there's like a time frame. But some days you're like, you don't want anything to do that day and just go explore. But yeah, I definitely need an extroverted people at hostels to adopt my introverted self so I can be my extroverted self, because then I'll be like loose and open. But I don't know if I would travel again and add like an educational element to it, like learn something new, but that's what I like. It feels like worth more like kind of going to than kind of walking aimlessly around and getting into my head again about my mental health and all that jazz, and wanting you found family and shit or people to travel with and meet while you're around that actually are compatible and click with you, that you like. But obviously that takes time, more than a week. And then when you do find like maybe even one person, you're like, fuck, I'm leaving. But yeah, so this obviously was medical. Last time was educational and travel. Like, I did enjoy it a lot, and like mixed vacation since it was more of a chill destination. But I definitely like want to travel, enjoy it. Like, that's usually probably where I would do next. Maybe I'll go to Europe and can do that, because that's always like a feel good. But I feel like I want to go to more party hostels, more social hostels. So I don't know. I just feel so old to do it. I know it's not too old to do it, but I just feel that way. And obviously I feel guilty for even still wanting that. Obviously I want those experiences, but I feel like just like shit because I don't have a career job to feel foundational enough to meet people and travel and do that with. Not only afford to do that with, but just to like meet people and have a like just a background foundation job wise to just, you know, go on and on about. But I know I'm not making sense. I'm literally like in my head right now. So now that I'm done with everything, I'm gonna put some chapstick on. I'm gonna eat maybe something if I have time, change, do my hair. I don't know if I'll wear it down. No, I'm just gonna put it up. I like wearing it down, but I don't have a curling iron because it looks better, because my hair's like, my Leo moon is literally like my attractiveness is based off of my hair all the time, and I'm like, I wish I had naturally curly wavy hair, but I have straight hair, and when I brush it out, it's like obviously gonna lose its volume. So yeah, I'm gonna go now. So I wish I could do up hairstyles, but I always feel like I look weird. But yeah, anyway, thanks for watching. This is like the process of cleaning your nose, and I'm actually really glad it's not like the neti pot where you like pour liquid in and it flies out the other, or like you're doing like I was imagining like you're doing like a dental floss version, a water pick version of like cleaning your nose, and I'm like, oh, I don't really want to do that. So thank God this is like more like manual, easy, like Q-tip stuff. But yeah, yeah, anyway, I'm gonna head out now.